The Curse of the Old Well, a Tale of Terror. In the heart of the ancient village of Willow Creek, nestled amidst rolling hills and dense forests, stood an old, disused well. Its mouth, shrouded in darkness, seemed to swallow sunlight whole, casting an eerie perpetual gloom over the surrounding area. Local folklore whispered of a terrible curse tied to this well, a tale passed down through generations, whispered in hushed tones by the firelight. The legend began in the 17th century when a young woman named Anya, known for her beauty and kindness, fell deeply in love with a local farmer named Ivan. Their love was pure and passionate, a beacon of hope in a world often marred by hardship. However, their happiness was short-lived. A drought ravaged the land, and the villagers, desperate for water, turned to the old well. Anya, ever selfless, volunteered to descend into the well's depths to retrieve a bucket of water. But as she descended, the well's walls seemed to close in around her, and the water below turned a sickly, inky black. Anya screamed, her cries echoing through the village, but no one dared to follow her. When the villagers finally summoned the courage to venture into the well, they found Anya's body, lifeless and twisted, floating in the dark water. From that day forward, the well was shunned. People believed that Anya's spirit was trapped within its depths, and that her vengeful ghost would claim anyone who dared to disturb her peace. The curse, they said, was a terrible one, bringing misfortune and even death to those who ignored it. Centuries later, in the year 2023, a group of young adults, drawn by the allure of the unknown and the thrill of adventure, decided to explore the abandoned well. They were a diverse group, each with their own unique personalities and skills. There was Alex, the fearless leader; Emily, the skeptical historian; Ben, the tech-savvy gadget enthusiast; Sarah, the superstitious one; and Ethan, the quiet observer. Their journey began with a sense of excitement, but as they approached the well, a strange unease settled over them. The once familiar village seemed to have taken on a sinister aura, the houses dark and silent, the streets deserted. Despite their apprehension, they pressed on, determined to uncover the truth behind the legend. As they lowered themselves into the well, the darkness seemed to swallow them whole. The air was thick and heavy, carrying with it a faint, musty odor. The walls of the well were slick with moisture, and the water below, a deep, inky black, seemed to stare back at them. As they descended deeper into the well, they began to hear strange noises. A faint whisper, like wind rustling through dry leaves, seemed to follow them. The temperature dropped, and a chill ran down their spines. They felt watched, as if unseen eyes were following their every move. Suddenly, a cold draught swept through the well, and the water below churned violently. A shadowy figure, distorted and misshapen, rose from the depths. Its eyes, glowing an eerie green, seemed to pierce their souls. A scream erupted from Sarah's lips, followed by a splash as she fell into the water. Alex, Ben, Ethan, and Emily scrambled to the edge of the well, their hearts pounding in their chests. They tried to call out to Sarah, but their voices were lost in the echoing darkness. Desperate, they lowered a rope into the well, hoping to pull Sarah to safety. But as the rope descended, it seemed to be pulled down, disappearing into the inky blackness. The water churned more violently, and the shadowy figure rose again, its eyes filled with a malevolent rage. A chilling scream echoed through the well, followed by a sickening silence. Terrified, Alex, Ben, Ethan, and Emily scrambled out of the well, their bodies trembling with fear. They knew they had to escape the village before the curse claimed them, too. As they ran through the deserted streets, they could feel the presence of the vengeful spirit behind them. They managed to reach the outskirts of the village, but as they turned to look back, they saw a horrifying sight. The old well, now filled to the brim with a glowing green liquid, seemed to be pulsating with an otherworldly energy. A chilling wind howled through the village, carrying with it the mournful cries of Anya's ghost. The curse of the old well had been unleashed, and the villagers of Willow Creek were doomed to suffer its wrath. The legend, once a mere superstition, had become a terrifying reality, a dark stain on the history of the ancient village. Chapter 2. The Village's Dark Secrets. As Alex, Ben, Ethan, and Emily fled the village, they realized that the curse of the old well was just the beginning. The village itself seemed to be hiding a sinister secret. They decided to seek help from the local historian, an elderly woman named Mrs. Willow. Mrs. Willow, with her weathered face and piercing eyes, listened intently to their tale. She revealed that the village had a dark history, dating back centuries. A series of unexplained disappearances and deaths had plagued Willow Creek for generations. Many believed that the old well was at the heart of these tragedies. According to Mrs. Willow, the well was not always a source of water. It had once been a sacrificial site, where ancient rituals were performed to appease the dark forces that lurked beneath the earth. The villagers, fearing the wrath of these forces, had sealed the well and forgotten about its sinister past. But the curse had been awakened, and the ancient evil had returned. Mrs. Willow warned them that the village was in grave danger. The vengeful spirit of Anya, trapped within the well, was only the beginning. There were other, more powerful entities at work. Determined to save the village, the group decided to confront the evil forces that had taken hold of Willow Creek. They would have to delve deeper into the village's history, uncover its darkest secrets, and find a way to break the curse. Chapter 3. The Hidden Chambers. As they explored the village, Alex, Ben, Ethan, and Emily discovered a hidden chamber beneath the old church. The chamber was filled with ancient artifacts, including a strange, glowing stone and a book written in an unknown language. They realized that the stone was the key to unlocking the secrets of the well. It was a powerful artifact that could be used to control the forces that had been unleashed. But to use the stone, they would need to decipher the ancient text in the book. With the help of Emily's historical knowledge, they began to translate the book. They learned that the well was a gateway to the underworld, a place where dark entities resided. The ancient rituals had been performed to appease these entities, but over time, the rituals had been forgotten. The stone, they discovered, was a powerful talisman that could be used to seal the gateway to the underworld. But to use it, they would need to perform a complex ritual, one that would require great courage and sacrifice. Chapter 4. The Final Confrontation. The group decided to perform the ritual at the old well. As they gathered around the well, they felt a growing sense of dread. The air was thick with tension, and the water below seemed to be churning more violently than ever before. They placed the stone on the edge of the well and began to chant the ancient incantation. As they chanted, the stone began to glow brighter, and the water below erupted in a frenzy of bubbles. A monstrous, shadowy figure rose from the depths, its eyes filled with a malevolent rage. The group fought bravely, using all their strength and skill to repel the creature. But the creature was too powerful. It seemed to be drawing energy from the well itself, growing stronger with each passing moment. Just as it seemed that all was lost, Sarah, who had been presumed dead, emerged from the well. She had survived the initial attack and had been trapped within the well's depths. With newfound strength and determination, she joined the fight, using her powers to weaken the creature. Together they managed to defeat the creature and seal the gateway to the underworld. The curse of the old well was finally broken. The villagers of Willow Creek were safe at last. As the sun rose over the village, casting its warm glow over the old well, the group knew that they had done the right thing. They had faced their fears, overcome the darkness, and brought peace to their beloved village. The legend of the old well would live on, but it would no longer be a tale of terror. It would be a reminder of the courage and sacrifice of those who had fought to protect their home.